Tuesday was a busy day for The Sims. We got a roadmap for the franchise, The Sims 4 got an update, and we got the announcement of another time-limited event coming to The Sims 4. Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to my Sims 4 news video. So those are essentially the topics of this video. We're going to discuss in a little bit more detail what we saw on that Sims roadmap. We're going to go over the Sims 4 game update and what actually happened with the game update, what was in the patch notes, and discuss that new event, which is called the Nature Calling event. So here's the heading for the roadmap. Turn up the heat and sim your summer. And here is the actual roadmap. Again, this is for the full Sims franchise, and it's sim your summer. You can see this. It's getting real hot in The Sims this summer. Turn your simple what-ifs into, well, that's escalated. Build it, push it, break it, woohoo in it. Make the improbable possible in The Sims. So the first thing on this roadmap is that this Friday, May 30th, there is going to be the Sims live stream. I am not really sure what that's about or even what time it's going to be held. I'm going to assume it's going to be on Twitch and YouTube, but I don't know that either. The usual time for live streams is 11 a.m. Pacific, so I'm going to guess that's when it is. I don't know what the is referring to. That's kind of interesting. If there's going to be any other announcements in this live stream, if it's like a behind the Sims or what. We don't really know anything about it. Then on June 5th, we're getting the roadmap for The Sims 4. So the actual Sims 4 roadmap. There's no name of what it is, but that's when it's coming. And it's going to cover June to August. And then there are two things on this roadmap for The Sims Free Play. You've got the next one being June 10th, where they're getting Make a Splash. I don't know any details on that either. This is just all I really have seen. And then again on July 22nd, it's Get Out of Town is what that one is. In the middle there, in June, you've got the Sims Shop getting a new summer drop. And then in July, the Sims board game, I'm guessing, is coming out. Again, no dates there. The only thing I did see, and I'll try and link below, Sims Community had an article that just came out today where there was a possible leak about the pricing of the game. And it was US $19.99, which, if that's it, doesn't seem that bad because I know I've seen the price of the Stardew Valley board game and it's way more than that. So if it's in that price range, that seems kind of reasonable. It's just a matter of where you get it. Maybe, actually, speaking of that live stream, maybe we'll get more information on the movie that they're working on. Who knows? Could be behind the Sims. Could be anything. The blog post then goes on to say, create the perfect moment for your Sims, whether it is to simply unwind and relax in the great outdoors, host an ultimate backyard barbecue that may require a mop and an apology, or give your Sim a summer glow up and a summer fling to match. Whether you're soaking up the sun, touching grass, or throwing parties that rock till the break of dawn, there are no rules, only possibilities. Why just dream it when you can sim it? Sim it and see. So as the summer continues, there'll be Sims 4 updates and much more to uncover with their next roadmap coming on June 5th, which of course we had seen from the schematic of the roadmap. So that's it for that Sims franchise roadmap. Now, moving on to the game update. So there is a note there that the PlayStation and Xbox versions of the update ran into an issue during final testing, so it will be delayed, but I didn't see any indication of when it's actually going to be coming to console, i.e. PlayStation and Xbox, but they're working hard to get it out to the console simmers as quickly as possible. That's the note that was there. But the update that came out today should be the same for them when it actually comes out. So it starts with today's update is primarily aimed at preparing the game for the upcoming Nature's Calling quest event. And it begins on June 24th, which isn't noted on the roadmap we looked at, but I expect it will be on the Sims 4 roadmap that we get later. In addition, they've addressed some issues with the sleek bathroom and Sweet Allure creator kits and fixed a particularly pesky routing error impacting fishing spots in Sulani that was, in the most recent laundry list. Happy simming. So then we have what's new in The Sims 4. So there is a couple of things that are new. They created a toggleable on-screen guide for new players to access through the Emily guidance to quickly reference game controls like keyboard controls. So that looks like this screenshot that I got from Twisted Mexi. I have not updated my game yet, so I don't actually have it, but you can toggle it off, but the default is for it to be on. So if you go into your game options, you can disable it if you don't want to see it. I know I will be doing that when I update my game. Then they said they improved Goals UI elements to streamline player experience through various situations, events, holidays, and discovery quests. So in the laundry list, they mentioned the fix with discovery quests constantly repeating, but I don't actually see that noted here for being fixed. So I kind of wonder if this work that they did there also fixed that. Hopefully. I do know that the bug report for those repeating discovery quests has been noted as fixed. They also then went on and had some performance updates to the game, which was not in the laundry list. In this patch, they made several optimizations to enhance your gameplay experience. Improved lot loading times by up to 10%. Increased frame rates with up to 22 FPS gain in laptop mode. Enhanced performance on consoles and PC with smoother graphics. They streamlined game elements, saving over 18 megabytes in memory usage for improved performance. They optimized game processing for faster load times. They threaded rendering improvements for better gameplay, and they fixed graphical bugs for a more stable visual experience. Now, I haven't seen any issues reported with this. I know when the last time they did some optimization, it caused some issues with moodlets, which caused really big problems, but I haven't seen anything. But there is actually a thing with the forums, which I'll get to when I talk about like the mod impact, where I guess they were getting spam, and so it's on slow approval mode or something like that, so things aren't going through. So when I looked earlier, I wasn't really seeing very much, but I have seen that there are new reports when I just looked before I started recording this video, though I can't say I noticed anything major, so hopefully there was no big issues with this update. So for base game, they fixed an issue that allowed Sims with a kleptomaniac trait to steal high-value items when their mischief skill was lower than required. That was not on the laundry list, but that was a fix that they did. Now, for Island Living, they addressed that issue, causing routing errors when using fishing spots in Sulani, and that bug report is noted as fixed, so I'm going to assume it's actually fixed. So for businesses and hobbies, the Orphe Noah song, stuff like that, inadvertently used an older version of the song, so it's been updated to use the correct final version of the song that was not a laundry list thing. Anything with like the little underlines was from the laundry list, which is less than the 6 items on the laundry list, because I think there's a couple things that are here but aren't linking back anyways. But anyways, so you have a couple of things there for Sleek Bathroom, which were from the laundry list about the toilet and the Olive You Forever plant having some visual issues. And then the Wave Goodbye privacy screen now shows watches on all glasses, and the rock solid faux walls can now be placed side by side. And then for Sweet Allure, there's some issues there that should be fixed that you can see that, like, again, I didn't notice those. They don't have underlines to bug reports, so I'm guessing they didn't have bug reports. Now, one thing to note with the update, if you play on Mac, the OS specs have been updated. So you can see them there on the screen. I don't play with Mac. I don't know how this compares to how it was before, but this is what the new requirements are. So I just wanted to note that because that wasn't noted in the actual update notes. So moving on, here are some troubleshooting things for computer players if you're having problems with your game after the update. First, for these first two, if you haven't already done these, move your mods folder to your desktop and check your saves folder for any mod setting files. Move those out too if there are any. Next, repair your game in the EA app, and on Steam this is verified game files. I suggest you do this even if you've already done this after updating your game. Delete your local thumb cache file. Again, do this even if you've already done so before. If your game works with your mods folder out, do the following. Check on the status of your mods and custom content. 2 places that have like up status lists are Loose List over on the EA forums and the list by Scarlet. You can try doing a 50-50 of your mods. If the issue persists with your mods folder out, check the EA forums to see if it's been reported. If it hasn't, consider doing a bug report. If that doesn't work, try doing a factory reset of your user files. See the description for a link to Krinrik's guides. Also, a reminder, mods and custom content are automatically disabled with most updates, and indeed they were with this most recent update. Speaking of Loose List, here is her Patreon post, which is free for anyone to look at, and it essentially just says, back up all your saves for the patch, which I had already suggested in my prequel video before the patch came out. And she has a broken updated mods and CC list that she has set up, but there is some issues with the forms right now where they're on slow/approval mode, so things aren't showing as quickly as usual. It has actually updated already, but I looked at it and I knew there had been some changes since what she had posted on there earlier, so I didn't get screenshots, but I will link to this Patreon note and to her list down below so that you can just go check it out because it will be updated again later. One thing she does note here is go update UI cheats extension. It broke and it has been updated. And to remove better build by and tool and UI color changing mods if the visual UI glitches are bothering you. The other thing is better exceptions also broke, but it's been updated, and Twisted Maxi posted this. There's a mandatory update and you need to get the latest version of better exceptions because it essentially causes an exception error if you have it in. I also saw that MCCC, the most recent version, which is 2025.3, has been cleared, and for Little Miss Sam, most of her mods cleared, but there was like a few that were updated, so go check out her posts to see if you use them, and go check out those two things, Scarlet's and the other one. Now, I did take a quick look at the forums, the bug forums, to see if there was anything new there. Now, keeping in mind that things are going through more slowly because of that slow mode on the forums, this is what I saw as quote-unquote kind of bugs. 1, people are having problems making a New Year's resolution. 2, the Cha-Cha tall sliding door, the medium and tall, is missing from buy build mode. There was something with the after-school scout activity if you had quests going on, I believe. And sticky fingers. You can't swipe anything if you have mischief skill 10. And I think that was, if this is actually a bug, these are all reviewed. They are like past that stage yet because it's pretty new. That I'm sure is from the bug fix they did today, I'm guessing. There was also another quote-unquote bug report about the fact that you have that overlay, but that's because, as I mentioned earlier, with the update, they added that with the game, and it's by default on, and you have to go in and disable it, essentially check it, so it's not on anymore. So that's what I have seen. Now on to this Nature's Calling event. There's a full blog post on that. So it says, follow the whispers on the wind and unlock new woodworking and nature-themed rewards, including the new reclaimed woodworking table just for logging in. This is a gameplay event, but the very first thing, that woodworking table, you can get it just by logging in. So it's like a combination, but that's the only thing you get for logging in. All the rest, it's like a gameplay event. So I found it interesting that we're getting another woodworking table. Though to be fair, there is only one base game woodworking table, and the other 2 woodworking tables came with kits. So now there'll be one that's a base game one if you log in with this. And during the last live stream on the kits, the developers were talking about handiness skill and woodworking skill as if they were separate, which they currently aren't. So I kind of am wondering if somehow in the future they're going to be separated, maybe in a pack, maybe in the pack that's coming next. Like, again, this is fully speculative, but just the fact it caught my attention when they said it. And then as I see this is focused on handiness and it's adding another woodworking table, it just was like, made me go, really? But anyways, again, who knows? But this Nature's Calling event is similar to that leaked quote-unquote EP, which had nature in the name too. And if we remember with the Grim Reaper event, it did tie with the pack that came later. So I'm guessing that this theme is going to tie with whatever speculated expansion pack is coming. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. So get ready for a free limited time event that begins on June 24th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Pacific and ends on August 5th, 2025, where you'll need to venture into the great outdoors and hone your handiness skill to discover a long hidden secret of nature. One fateful day you hear a faint voice as you step outside. The voice is fleeting and is soon gone, as if carried away by the wind itself. Still you long to hear it again, and so you journey forth to discover the source of the whispers. Your adventure will be rewarded throughout the event with new free items such as the wooden throne outhouse. This new off-the-grid toilet can be the perfect place for Sims to handle their business out of doors, or even a spot for a little restroom rendezvous. So then they go over how it works. So this essentially is going to be similar to other events. So you open live mode with an existing or new household. Your Sim will soon hear barely audible whispers in the wind, encourage them to spend time outdoors and get in touch with nature, all with the hopes of hearing the mysterious voice again. As you progress, you'll spend more time outdoors, level up your handiness with new woodworking recipes, and uncover the mysteries of nature. The more quests you complete, the more event points and rewards you'll earn. So for this actual event, I do think it's just a handiness thing, and you're learning woodworking recipes. The event will run for 6 weeks in total, with 2 new and exciting quests each week for the first 4 weeks. So it seems like hopefully it's one where you go in and you get the first quest, you finish it, and you get it right away, and there's like, you don't wait for the second one. That's what they did with, like, I think the last one, if I remember correctly. they've done things differently for some of them. The final 2 weeks of the events is a grace period where Simmers can catch up, continue completing quests, and claiming their rewards. The other thing to note is that if you, say, miss the first couple of weeks, usually when you go in, like, say, the 3rd week, you would get the 1st and 2nd week and then the 3rd week. You don't have to wait for the 3rd week to happen from when you start. It's from when the event starts. That's how they've done it in the past. So how to take part in the Nature's Calling event. You have to make sure you're online. You have to log into your EA account because it is tied to your account now, as opposed to how they had done it with, like, the very first 1 or 2. Then you're going to be in live mode. You're going to see the first pair of quests, which start with a pop-up in live mode. Access the event screen by clicking on the event icon. And then you're going to earn event points by completing quests and goals. And as you earn event points, you'll be able to claim new rewards. And you claim it through the event screen in the main menu or live mode by selecting claim mode. But you have to be in live mode to claim consumable rewards. So the things that are like unlocks, you can get those from the main menu, but things that go into your Sims inventory, you need to be obviously in live mode to be able to get those. As they kind of go on to say, claimed rewards will be available in build mode, create a Sim, or your Sim's personal inventory, or the household inventory. Filter to view event rewards using the event reward filter and find them under a special drop down in both create a Sim and build mode. And then they have an EA help article, and then it goes on to say that 2 new quests will be available each week, and so on. So there are some Nature's Calling optional goals. So throughout the event, you'll have opportunities to earn extra event points through optional goals. These optional goals require you to own certain Sims 4 expansion packs in order to complete them. But you don't have to worry, none of these goals are required to complete the Nature's Calling quests, and all non-consumable rewards will be earnable by all Simmers. So all the special rewards you'll be able to earn even with just base game. You don't need the extra things, but there'll be some like extra consumable rewards that, I'm saying this because this is how it's happened in the past, that are like things that are already in the game that you get through doing the event, and that would be something that you can unlock by having these packs. So you don't need any of these packs to get all of the special rewards. So essentially, completing these goals will simply award bonus event points, allowing you to unlock rewards slightly faster and claim additional consumable rewards. But still, you're limited to that, these rewards are this week, and you can only get those rewards in that week. Just within the week, you can get it quicker because they're by week. So there's no way you're going to be able to earn them earlier than the week that they're available in. And it says that the optional goals will be clearly denoted in the quest panel, and they have an example there that I got the screenshot, included it here, so you can see that optional note there. So just a note, if you own the expansion pack, you still don't have to complete the optional goal to complete the quest. However, you need to complete the optional goal before you complete the quest for the week, because it'll just disappear and you won't be able to do the optional goals once you finish the main goals of the quest. So the packs that are going to be featured are Sims 4 Cats and Dog, Sims 4 Snowy Escape, Sims 4 Horse Ranch Expansion Pack, and Sims 4 Love Struck. So not sure why they threw on the expansion pack for the Horse Ranch portion of it when they don't have it for the others, but you know, whatever. They're all expansion packs. So here are the rewards by week. Week 1, you have the do-it-yourself with the reclaimed woodworking table. That's the one that you get for just logging in. Look fly while rocking the Odonata glasses and give your living space a rustic makeover with the reclaimed wood wall. There is also a new collectible, which I'll show the little screenshot at the end, and it was on the first page there. Touch Grass Weekly Issue number 1. So for week 2, start honing your woodworking skills with the reclaimed wood dining chair woodworking recipe. Then go take a dip in the local pond while wearing the new flowing frond swimwear and refuel with the Foraged Feast food recipe. So those are the 3 things that you essentially unlock that week. A recipe, the swimwear, and the woodworking recipe and the food recipe. And then you get that second edition of that Touch Grass Weekly. And then for week 3, you unwind with the soothing sounds of the Nature Soundscapes radio station. So there's a new radio station. Impress guests with your new handmade reclaimed wood dining table, I guess to go with the chairs that you unlocked the week before, as you show off your new Rings of Growth tattoo. So those are the 3 objects you unlock. And then again, the 4th one is that Touch Grass Weekly Issue number 3. And then for week 4, you answer the other call of nature with a wooden throne outhouse. Bring a little bit of nature to your backyard with the Cove Stone Decorative Rock Set. And then set out for a hike in your rugged new trail sandals. And the 4th thing is the final Touch Grass Weekly Issue number 4, which you can see here. There's the Nature Magazine collectibles, all 4 of them. Blown up a little bit, but you know, the picture is only as it is. So moving on, here's the frequently asked questions about the event. So 1, do you need to log into your EA account? Yes, you do, because it's tied to your account. Are SDX releases still expected this year? Of course, we've already got some, and they're essentially saying they've not gone away. This is just a new way of doing things that's in addition to the SDX releases. What if you log in and don't see the event? So make sure you're online and logged into your EA account. And if you don't see it, you may need to restart The Sims 4 or disable any UI mods you have installed because they can cause issues. It does say event quests may also appear minimized for new players and players with Emily guidance enabled. So to help new players focus on learning, events appear minimized for the early stages of the game. But if you want to jump in the event immediately, click on the event goals widget, which is going to be a little plumb bob in the top left. And then they reiterate those dates and that you have to claim everything by August 5th, 2025, or it'll be lost. So will it be available to everyone? Yes, everyone is available and you don't need any packs. They do go over the event points. So the event points are what you learn while you're playing the game, and you don't actually spend them. Essentially, it's just a toggle at levels. It goes up and up and up, and you claim your things, and then it just keeps going up. So you don't have to worry. You just, as soon as something unlocks, you can get it. You don't have to worry about what are you spending your points on. It's just sort of a level indicator to get up to the next one. Now, can you, as I already commented, can you still complete the event if you start late? I already have said that, you know, it doesn't matter when you start. If you start at week 3, then you'll get 1, 2, and 3 all at the same time. And they are giving an extra 2 weeks. And then we already discussed what the optional goals are and the fact that you can complete the event without the optional goals. But if you want to do the optional goals, you need to do them before you complete like the event goals for like a particular week. So can you purchase the expansion pack required for an optional goal after receiving the optional goal? So they're saying yes, you can, but you need to make sure that you don't complete, again, the quest for that week, or you won't actually still get them. The same thing as applies if you already have the pack before. So essentially that's where you can't go back and complete optional goals after completing the event. That's not going to be possible. So there's the whole schematic again for everything, so you can see it as a glance. But let me know what you thought or what you think might be in the live stream coming this Friday, and what you thought of that roadmap, the game update, and this new Nature's Calling event. I'd love to know in a comment down below. But that's going to be it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!